We were on a family vacation in Florida. It was the week before I was going back to school, kind of dreading it. My bestie and I snuck away for coffee. And I looked over and I saw these two gentlemen. And I told my bestie, I'm like, I bet they come here once a month. And I'm like, I'm going to go ask them what they do. I can never do what they do. So sure enough, an hour and a half conversation later, that gentleman told me he was a real estate investor, explained what he did. And a year later, I called him up. I said, I quit teaching. I quit coaching. Could you help me out? So he did.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Investor Fuel podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil, and today I'm joined by someone I've been looking forward to chatting with, Jamie Davis, who's been making serious moves in the investing space. So excited to have you on the show today, Jamie. I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching starting your investing business, wholesaling, and the journey that you've had transitioning from a teacher to an investor. So excited to dive in with all of that.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So just first off, for those who are not familiar with you and your world yet, can you give a short version of what your main focus is?
Yeah, I would say just my main focus is just to grow in the real estate investing world. I was a teacher for 18 years, so that's a big part of who I was. That was my identity for so long. And the last 2 years, I figured out that, wow, real estate investing has just allowed a huge opportunity of growth that I'm super excited about. I wholesaled my first 2 years or 18 months, I guess you could say, and finally am wrapping up my first flip. And just the opportunity to not only wholesale, but also to flip projects. I finally feel like I'm a real true real estate investor. So it's kind of fun to see the journey along the way. So I'll continue to wholesale when the opportunity arises, but I really enjoy flipping as well because I feel like it offers a lot of the same aspects as it did as a teacher. You're leading. I was also a coach, basketball coach. So you're leading, you're guiding, you're encouraging, you're on task, you're structured. So it's a lot of the same things.
Amazing. I love that. And what markets are you working in?
So currently I'm in Omaha, Nebraska, and dab a little bit into Council Bluffs, Iowa, and Lincoln, Nebraska as well.
Amazing. So how did you get started with investing? What sparked the desire to get into this space?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Well, as you go through a career for so long, I was always that person that would drive by an abandoned house and I'd be like, oh my gosh, whoever buys that is going to just really transform it and most likely make a lot of money. And I really wasn't even aware of the real estate investment world. I every summer around August, I knew I was going to have to go back to teaching. And it was just kind of the last 7 years, I'm like, "Ugh, there's got to be something else out there." I dabbed into possibly starting a daycare. I dabbed into possibly being um, a an insurance agent. Like, just what could my gifts offer? We were on a family vacation in Florida. It was the week before I was going back to school, kind of dreading it. My bestie and I snuck away for coffee. And I looked over and I saw these two gentlemen. And I told my bestie, I'm like, I bet they come here once a month. And I'm like, I'm going to go ask them what they do. I can never do what they do. So sure enough, an hour and a half conversation later, that gentleman told me he was a real estate investor, explained what he did. And a year later, I called him up. I said, I quit teaching, I quit coaching. Could you help me out? So he did. And I started getting deals by Uber driving and putting up bandit signs and door knocking on foreclosures. And basically, he said, do this. And I was like, what? You want me to do what? So I finally found out I specialize in helping people that are in foreclosure. Just the ability to help them figure out and give them options has been just a blessing. And so it's kind of a crazy story, but yeah, it was based on taking a chance and talking to a gentleman in a coffee shop.
Wow, I love that. That's so inspiring and just shows that, yeah, the right people will come into your path when you're ready to take those leaps.
Yeah.
So,
And lo and behold,
yeah.
that person is now actually one of my business partners. So he's actually
Oh, wow.
marketing in Omaha and we're doing business together. So he helped me on my first flip. So it's been definitely a blessing. And it stemmed like my business is called Connect the Dots Consulting. Just because I just feel like I'm always connecting the dots. So God strategically places me in the perfect time, the perfect place, the perfect time with the perfect people, and miracles happen every day.
I love that. That's so beautiful. That's very inspiring. Um, so yeah, how did like your first deals go? How did that process, yeah, go from like knocking on those foreclosures into fully selling and working with these deals?
Well, I would say my first deal, like I was seriously Uber driving, and my mentor at the time told me I needed to get out bandit signs. I had to Google what bandit signs were. I
Yeah,
had
what
no
is that?
idea. Just a yellow sign with a H sticks that says, 3 beds, 2 baths, and how do you get sellers? And he didn't know the market because he lives in a different state. So he's like, this is how I did it. So my first deal was in a small town, Pacific Junction. Um, that that deal, I made about 8 grand on it, but it took 6 months to close. I learned what a judicial state was, a non-judicial state, a divorce, just absolutely everything that could have gone wrong, but also right. I just learned a ton on that. That was my first deal from the bandit sign.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And then my next deal, it was door knocking. So I knocked on the pre-foreclosures and help them understand their options. I knocked on the next door neighbor's door to get, I was being nosy. I was like, hey, I'm here to help this person. And that ended up turning into just a really big blessing because I was able to help that family out. They were about to lose their house. They had equity in their house, but they didn't want to stay. So I worked with an end buyer. At that time, I honestly didn't know how to analyze a deal. So just the ability to connect people and partner with an end buyer from the get-go, he walked it with me and is like, hey, this is a good price. And so that was really fun. So to be able to help that person out and not lowball them, but still give them an opportunity to start over, that's a huge passion of mine. I know that sometimes people walk away with not as much money as they could possibly get. And so I just always keep the main thing, and make sure everyone wins in the situation. And that's how I know it's a successful deal.
Yeah, that's so important. Thank you for sharing that. So let me ask you this. What are you most focused on solving or scaling to next?
I'd say right now, just like the marketing, one of the programs that I joined, just it always stuck to me when like 90% of the time is that you should be spending on is finding deals. When we're not finding those deals, like nothing can really happen. As well as just don't let the market control you, but you control the market. And I think that's something that I'm really focusing in on is just being creative. Because in my mind, I do think that teacher mindset, like somebody's going to buy that house. So who's going to buy it? Is it on a creative financing option, seller financing? Is it a wholesale? Is it a fix and flip? Is it a rental? Is it a burr? Um, so being able to continue to find the deals, working on my marketing plan, being strategic about that with direct mail, pay per click, and then just really analyzing the deal and being able to know when to walk away from it, and then when to just pull the trigger and go for it.
Yeah, that's so important. And so, what would you say is kind of like those criterias when you're analyzing the deals? Which ones are the ones that you're gonna go for, and which ones maybe aren't the right fit for you?
The ones that are going to make money.
Yeah,
Those
simple.
are the ones that we're going for. Yeah, and so it's been, I think my biggest breaking point is, like, one of my strengths is I have the ability to raise capital, and I didn't even know it. Like, there's just been so many things that have just kind of been shoved in my life. I'm like, "Oh, that's good." Like, "Oh, I have somebody that has an extra $1,000,000 laying around that they wanna use with me. Oh, I have this," and so I was finally able to put that to work, and once I saw that, like I helped fund my first 3 deals that I was a part of, I was like, "Why are they I'm just getting a point or 2 points. Like, what is going on?" So to see that, has been pretty awesome, and it was a game changer, and I was like, "No longer am I gonna use my private funds for other people's deals. We're gonna use them for myself." And so just making sure that the numbers work, um, with the market, especially on a flip. If I can make X amount on this first one, there's definitely a big cushion where even if we broke even, it was just the biggest, you know, learning experience ever. So, yeah. So burring it, refinancing it, that's always, the best part. I would jump into any seller financing deal that I could. Um, I actually walked away. I scared a lady because I was like, "A full equity in your house." And then I talked to her about seller financing and the opportunity for her to, get interest rather than the bank. And she was really excited. And then I called her 2 days later and she's like, I go, "So what do you think?" And she's like, "I sold it." I go, "What do you mean you sold it?" She goes, "Well, I took a $5,000 less offer." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "You started talking about seller financing." I was like, and I scared her. So, that was something where it's, like, just the right time and the right place to bring that up and to just really make sure that people understand it. So I'm all open for just like I said, any deal is a deal if it makes sense. So just being creative and figuring out what fits best would work for
Yeah.
us.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that perspective. So, everyone I know has moments in their business where things get more real. Maybe a deal goes sideways, or you have to make a fast pivot. Would you mind sharing one of those moments that you've experienced?
I would just say we're dealing with like the probates right now, like getting a house under contract and realizing that it has to go through probate. And just the ability to follow through. I think it's pretty easy for people. Um, oh, you mean I have to go through this? And then they might just like shove it to the side and not follow through. So I just think that my intentionality to always put the people first, the seller first, like they want to sell that house, like no matter what, like I would love to be that person to hold their hand along the way. And so just for me being new, I feel like there's, about 100 new vocabulary words every single day, even though I've been doing this for, a little less than 2 years. There's new vocab words every single day, new learning. And so I'm just surrounded by great people. Like I got the opportunity to go to a conference in Dallas and listen to Mike's panel of speakers. And I was like just so empowered when I left, but just surrounding yourself by the right people to get you through those deals that where you do have to take a pivot because I can't do it by myself. I need to rely on my team of people and those people that have experience and they've been through it. I feel very fortunate. Even on this first flip, I would have gentlemen that have been in the business that just walk through that house just to make sure things are done correctly. So to have that support system has been extremely helpful. So hopefully we'll just continue that through this deal that I have going on right now that has to go through probate. Just making sure I listen to those that have been through it and do what they say.
Totally. I think mentorship and support systems is everything because, yeah, there's so much to learn. And if someone's already walked that path, then they can offer that wisdom. So important.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, where do you see like your business heading? Like, what are some of those bigger goals that you have?
I would say my goal, I would like to close more consistent deals each month to have a more income that, just letting my business work for me, right? Just how can I continue to allow my business to run while I'm chasing kids all over the summer at AAU basketball tournaments? So it's just, getting those procedures in place so that way when things are, when I'm picking my kids up at 2 for school, that things can still run. And I've seen that happen. And it's been intentional, but not like I've dabbed into a lot of the beginning steps and success has been happening. But it's like, wow, if I really double down and actually run the business how a business should be run and just be full throttle, like it's gonna be exciting to see where it goes. I read the book Gap Selling. Wait, I think it was Gap Selling. I can't remember. It was a book and it talked about just where you see yourself. And there were three couples that went on a couple's vacation, and all three of them were pretty wealthy. And it just really stuck to me because they all wanted to stay an extra week. And of course, they have to check with the families. So the first family was, they could stay an extra week because they didn't have this empire and they had systems in place. The second family, oh, I don't know, they were a little bit more wealthy, but yeah, we could probably wing it. The third family had the empire at home and they couldn't stay because they had to get back to their empire. And I just want to always remember that the time and freedom that real estate investing has provided me is something like I never want to get to that empire where I can't have the time and freedom that I've experienced. So, whatever that looks like for me, yes, I have my goals, but just making sure to keep the main thing, and that I'm not so much sucked into my business that I can't pay attention to my kids and be with my family. So, what does that look like for me? I just always know if I'm having to do things and it's taking away time from my family, then we need to figure out how to make that work and get a better system for that.
Yeah, I think that's so important, like, to really look at that bigger why you're doing this and know that it's, like, comes down to those values of time and freedom and family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. So, when it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what do you feel has made the biggest difference for you?
I would say being personable, even having some of those cold calls, like just cold calling people or calling, warm leads. I truly I'm myself. I don't follow a script. I read the room, try to figure out, hi, this might be kind of an awkward conversation. However, are you interested in selling your property? And just reading the room. And I would say very few times I've had bad encounters with people, and my conversations to these people might last maybe 20 minutes as opposed to 30 seconds. But at the end of the day, I usually end up getting somebody to say, wow, thank you for having a personable conversation. Thank you for, sharing with me why I'm getting these, mailers every single. Why are people sending me letters that want to buy my house? So just being relational, intentional about the people first has that's who I am and that's who I'm always going to be. And I want to always be that person that can set myself apart from other people. And it's not just a random person calling. So
Yeah, absolutely. Relationships and being personal is so important in this space.
yeah.
So, before we wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect, collaborate, learn more from you, where is the best place that they can find you?
I mean, you could go to connectthedotsconsult.com or you can give me a call, 402-740-6044. We're always looking to help people in honestly any situation when they have to be forced with making the decision to sell their house. If it's not me that buys it, I'll connect them with an investor that does. Or I can give them multiple resources and actually give that peace and calm that they can actually make a decision in their own space rather than being forced to do something. So those are the people that I love to help. And so they can always just give me a phone call or send me an email, jamie@connectthedotsconsult.com.
Perfect. Well, listen, I appreciate your time, your story, and perspective. So, thank you again for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are tuning in, if you got value from this, make sure that you've subscribed. We have more conversations coming with operators just like Jamie who are building real businesses. And we'll see you all on our next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.